Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Lari. Today I wanted to experiment with using markers. I love markers, but I don't really have too much experience with it. I started using markers this year for a bullet journal, but this year hasn't really been that great for stuff. I didn't follow through with that bullet journal, so I haven't really used the markers that I got. So today I thought I would draw a character and try to color it using markers. I do have some Copic markers, but I don't really have a wide variety of colors, so I'm going to be sticking with whatever these markers are. There's no brand name on it, but I like them and I think they're good. If I find out what the brand name is, I will let you guys know. The thing that I'm really excited about is the actual character that I drew, and I'm going to give you guys a hint as to what the character is. What does it say? Tremble before me! Okay. So I already drew King from the Owl House. I freaking love him so much. He reminds me so much of my dog Ari. It's insane. I swear they must have seen Ari or heard of her or something and then created this character based off of her, because she is the exact same way, minus the skull head. But I'm sure if she had her way, she would probably wear the skull of something. With that said, here is my drawing. Oh my god. Ooh, I'm burping. I know you guys can't really see it because right now it's just done in pencil. So another thing that I'm going to be trying to do is inking. On my Instagram, I have a lot of drawings that I inked for Inktober. I am not good at it at all. I don't think I'm good at it at all, at least. So I'm going to be trying my very best at inking this and trying so hard not to mess it up. That's going to be the first hurdle to get over, is not messing this up by inking it terribly. So let's see how it goes. So I have a bunch of these different thickness of markers by Prismacolor. I think these are technically supposed to be for lettering, because I was also going to get into calligraphy and hand lettering and stuff, and of course that I haven't really delved too much into that. So that's another thing I'm going to have to practice. One thing that I didn't do in my previous project with the oil pastels is I didn't swatch. I didn't use the oil pastels on a scrap piece of paper to make sure that the colors are what I want. I ended up messing up a little bit, but still. So to prevent any mess ups, this time I am definitely going to swatch. For my scrap piece of paper, I'm just going to use this sheet of paper in my sketchbook that says Warrior. I don't know why it says Warrior. I don't remember, but it means nothing to me now, so I'm going to use this page as scrap paper. I'm just super not great at inking, so I'm really nervous about this. Already I messed up on the eye a little bit, but I think that's okay because I did it on a part of his eye that I need to color in black anyway, so I think it's going to be okay. I probably should have done the eyes last, because then I would have had a little bit more practice in getting straight lines, but instead now his eyes have a little bit of corners in them, so that's great. You probably didn't see it on camera, but my hand was shaking so much. I don't know if I had too much caffeine right before this, or maybe I just need to learn to breathe as I'm inking. Because I do tend to hold my breath because I think when I'm breathing it's going to make my hand shaky, but my hand's already shaky. I should probably breathe. This is why I love Illustrator, because if I were doing eyes, I can align everything perfectly, automatically. It's simple. I don't have to think about it. But this is a lot more difficult. Alright, now I have a tray full of these no-name markers, and now I have to color King. How am I going to do that? I'm not sure. It looks like King has a lot of just really basic colors, and I think I actually have all of the colors, or at least ones that I think I'll be able to get really close to. Alright, so before we get started, let's do some swatching. Looking at this photo, I could probably start with the white parts. So his horns, his teeth, those are the only white parts. His fingers and feet look like they're like a tan, so I'm not going to worry about those. But with the white parts, that's simple because I just need to add the shadow, which I think is going to be this light gray color that I have. I think that's going to be the closest thing. Yeah, that's really light. You can barely see it. So I think this is going to be a good fit for our horns and our teeth. So I'm just going to try to keep this simple and use the same light source that this photo has. Even though he's in a different pose, it'll just make my life a lot easier. So his light source is coming from the left over here, it looks like. So I'll draw the shadows on the right. Next, I think, oh wait, is his tail white? No, okay. For a second I thought the tip of his tail was white. It's not. So I think next what I will do is the tan parts. And I feel like I want to color him one color at a time instead of just putting like all the flat colors in and then putting shadows in. I feel safer doing that. I'm very tempted to just go in and use these colors directly on my drawing, but I know that would be a very bad idea. But looking at this, it looks, you can't really see it on the camera, it's way too bright on the camera, but it looks really similar to that tan color of his skull and his hands and his feet. But I need to take my time and actually make sure it's the right color. Okay. So it's a good thing that I tested it because this color came out way more yellow. But then again, it also might still have to work because I don't know if I have a better color than that. I do have this Copic marker that seems to be a lot more on the peach side and less on the yellow side, which is kind of what I want. I just don't know if I want to go mixing markers together. I'm just going to go ahead and use this. I'm pretty sure this marker is all dried out. So I'm going to try to go over some of this peach color with this more brown color. On the paper it looks kind of dark, but I think it'll be okay for whatever reason. I don't know. He looks a little silly right now, but I'm hoping that once we start adding in the darker colors of his fur, then he won't look as silly. Let's finish coloring him in with all the flat colors. So I guess next I'll try to do his dark gray fur and then find a darker brown to fill in his tummy and his tail. A darker brown than what I used for his head. But I need to use what I have. So I'm gonna do my best. Could I go out and buy more markers so that I have more variety in colors? No, I couldn't. I don't have money for that. No. Or time. And also the stores are all probably closed by now because it's nighttime. And a pandemic. Not great. But we came this far, so let's keep going. I am going to start adding in shadows because there's a lot that got lost. You can't really see the difference between his arm and his, I guess, his mustache. It kind of looks like a mustache. I'm not a fan of how that looks. You can't really see where his tail and his leg and body are different. You can't really see the difference there. So let's go ahead and start adding in some shadows. Alright, so I don't think this turned out super good or even somewhat good, but hey, at least I tried. I am so sorry, but hey, I used what I had. I did the best I could. I don't have colors that apparently match his actual colors. I thought I did. They looked like they would match, but they didn't at all. So I worked with what I had. So I'm sorry. So I think this is as good as it's going to get. I think the drawing was really cute and the inking wasn't that bad. There were some parts that I did mess up on, but overall the inking was pretty fine. It was pretty good. I liked it. Now the biggest issue with this drawing is obviously the colors and the markers that I used. Like I said, the markers that I have weren't purchased for the purpose of coloring in a drawing. The purpose was to make a bullet journal with them. I think that they're better for lettering and writing. Coloring, not so much. There were some white spots that I didn't color in, and that's because if I kept going over the same marks over and over again, the colors will just keep getting darker and the paper will just start to fray away. Next time I try to do something like this, I am definitely going to either get Copic markers or something like them. But if anyone out there has any recommendations for really good markers to color with, especially for a beginner like me, please let me know so that I can hopefully get better and actually succeed at making a drawing with markers. So that's going to be all for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye everybody.